short little thing I want you to do tonight is just take fractions and be able to change them to decimals and percents, or take a percent and be able to change it to a fraction and a decimal, or take a decimal and change it to a fraction and percent without a calculator. Yeah, it's also, I think, review for some of you. So we're going to just say it's a quick review. But can you just maybe focus up here for a minute? Just without doing like a lot of work, do you guys know that the word percent we've talked about meaning per 100, right?
Like century.
Yeah, like cent is 100 pennies, in a dollar century is 100 years. So this is per 100. So if you have something like 15%, the fraction's really 15 per 100. And so if you have to fill out that chart, even though that's the first fraction you may think of, you want to make the most reduced fraction. So 5 goes into 15 how many times? 3. And into 20? I mean 100? 20. I gave the answer away. If you divide both of them by 5, like a little ratio table, does everybody see what I did there? You know, if I divided by 5, I would get 3 and 20. You guys ready to listen?
Yes.
So the final, most reduced answer is what you want to put in the fraction column. But if you have the number in fraction form, the language we use to say that is 15 100ths. So the decimal is 15 100ths. Does that make sense? Okay. So if I want to go the other way, 2/5, I want to get this to hundredths. So I would have to multiply by what? 20. So I would have 40 over 100. So that means it's 40% because it's 40 per 100. And the decimal is 40 100ths, but you could also just write 4/10. They mean the same thing. Raise your hand if that makes sense. Okay. Lindsay.
Well, I did it kind of differently. Like, I turned the 2/5 into 4/10.
Right.
And I gave that to the decimal, and I knew that it was the same as
For sure, because 2/5 is 4/10. So you know it's 0.4, and then you could put the 0 in if you need to think hundredths, but you don't need the 0. Okay, so what about Finn, the third one? How are you going to do the third one?
So 0.2 is basically like 21 hundredths.
20 100ths, right? So 20 over 100, which is
1/5.
a fifth. So that's your final answer here.
And then you do 20%.
Because it's 20 over 100, it's 20 per 100, and the word that we use is percent. Okay, Charlie, what about the next one?
60. So, what I did first is I took the decimal, I took the percent and put it into a decimal. So it would be like 0.6.
It's either, right? You could have either.
And then I found a fraction that would match 0.6. So let's say like 3/5.
It's a benchmark fraction, right? So if you know 3/5, great, write it down. If you had to do 6/10 first, then reduce it. Okay, Mike, last one. Good. It's 200, so
The fraction would be 2 over 100.
can you reduce by 2 then?
150.
150 is your final answer, and your percent is 2. Okay? You guys get that?
Yes.
All right. So, no, because you have it.